Welcome back to Craig's Custom Cooking. Today I'm going to make another recipe that Leslie Nepper requested. It's Chinese hot and sour soup. Let me reset the camera and we'll begin the process. Alright, so in this pan in front of you I have 500 grams of beef shank. We're going to make a beef broth so we can use it for the soup. You can see I have hot water. I'm just going to cover the meat and I'm going to let this soak for 1 hour. This is going to get rid of all the impurities in the meat, so when we actually boil for the soup, you won't have a lot of garbage floating to the top of it. So we'll let this set for 1 hour and then we'll come back to it. This, I know you can't read it, it's really small, but these are dried lily flowers. I have them in a bowl. Alright, I showed you the dried lily flowers. There's 20 grams in this bowl that I put in water to soak. This is 5 grams of shiitake mushrooms that are in a bowl to soak. And in this bowl, I have 35 grams of sweet potato noodles that are going to soak for 2 hours. Alright, we're back. My shank is soaked for an hour, so it's in the pan. We're going to add the rest of the ingredients. We're going to add 3 star anise. We're going to add a half a teaspoon of Sichuan peppercorns. And add 1 teaspoon of white peppercorns. I'm going to add a 2-inch chunk of ginger. We're going to add 1 green onion tied in a knot. And then we will add 2 tablespoons of Shaoxing cooking wine. Then we add enough water to just cover the meat. And then we will bring this to a boil. All right, everybody, it's at a full rolling boil. I turned off my burner. I'm going to slide it to the back burner because it's a much smaller burner and I can simmer it much better on the back burner. We're going to cover it back up again and we're going to let that simmer for 2 hours. I'm going to set my timer. And we'll see you back in 2 hours. All right, we're back. My meat is completed. I'm going to take that off the bone here and break it up to put in the soup. I'm going to show you all the ingredients that I have right now. These are the 20 grams of daylily that I soaked in the water. Let me back up so you can see better. These are the 5 grams of shiitake mushrooms that I soaked. I also cut up some fresh ones. I like both. The dried ones give it a really good flavor. This is 200 grams of enoki mushroom. They're real small mushrooms. This recipe is going to have a lot of mushrooms. This is 200 grams of king mushroom. This is what a king mushroom looks like. They're very large. I have 150 grams of wood tree ear, and I have 200 grams of carrots. Now the reason I'm saying it in grams is that the Chinese recipe, they don't convert stuff over to English. So when I read the recipe, it's in grams. So, and then I have 1 pound of tofu that I have chopped up. This is a silken tofu. This will go in. You have to be very careful. It's very delicate. So I have to, when I stir the soup, I have to be very careful that I don't break it all up. And then this is the water left over from the shiitake mushrooms that I soaked. I'm going to use this in the soup. I'm not going to throw this out. It has a really, really good flavor to it. So what I'm going to show you now is, if you can see, I'm going to try to zoom it in a little bit. Now, this is like a tofu skin. They come in sheets. I have 2 of them. I'm going to lay them on top of each other. I'm going to fold them in half twice. There's 1. I'll fold it in half again. 2. Then I'm going to fold that in half. Just like so. And now I'm just going to take my knife and cut it into little strands. Between 1/8 and 1/4 inch thick is what you want to make them. All right, there they are. They're all cut up. All right, I'm going to get my meat out here, and then I'll bring you back and show you what we're going to do next. We're back. I just got done washing my hands. I started cutting some of the meat up. It pulls apart very easily. You can pull a lot of it apart with your fingers. There's some fat on here or gristle that I want to take off. Then you just pull the meat apart so it's in smaller pieces. Actually, some Asian recipes don't even put any meat in it at all. They do like a vegetarian style. It's all vegetables mostly. So I just had a little bit of beef shank that I made the broth with. So I figured I'd go ahead and put it in the soup. See, it's so soft that it's just pulling apart with the knife. Let me finish this up and I'll bring you back. All right, we're back. We're going to start putting the hot and sour soup together. It goes very, very fast. So I'm going to start with 4 cups of the beef broth. I hope it's not too much. And then we're going to make the sauce. So I have white pepper. You're going to put in 1 teaspoon of white pepper. This is what gives it the heat. You can add more if you like yours hotter. You can add less if you don't like it as hot. But white pepper it's a lot hotter than black pepper. I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of salt. This is fine Himalayan salt, because I did not salt the beef when I made the broth. Okay, 2 tablespoons of light soy sauce. There's 1, and this is 2. Soy sauce should come out faster than this, but the opening in this jar is very small. So there's 2 of the light. We're going to put 1 tablespoon of the dark soy sauce in. I can never get the bottle open. There's your dark soy sauce. Now, you can add, if you want your soup darker, you can add more to it. It depends on the color you want of your soup. We're going to add 1 tablespoon of white sugar. And that's all that goes in it for now. So we're going to stir it in. And now we're going to find out if I have enough room to fit everything in the pan. So we're going to put our daylily. We'll put our shiitake mushrooms. We're going to put our enoki mushrooms. It's going to fill up real quick. Alright, we're going to put in our carrots, our woodier mushrooms, and our king mushrooms. All right, everybody, as you can see, I switched pans. My other one was too small. I misjudged how much was going to be in it. All right, we're going to add our meat. We're going to add our bean curd, or tofu sheets. I have my potato or sweet potato noodles. I'm going to cut them shorter. About in thirds. These are already short. There's that. We're going to add the tofu. I'm going to add the rest of the juice off the other shiitake mushrooms that we soaked. I'm going to stir this in slowly and see if we need any more broth on. This tofu, it's not supposed to break up a lot, but it's going to break up. It's a very soft tofu. But it'll still be good. And I'm going to actually add the rest of my broth. Bring it up. That's better. That'll allow us to stir it in better. Now what we're going to do, put it on high, cover it. We're going to bring it to a boil. Okay, it's at a full rolling boil. We're going to cover it, turn it down to medium. We're going to let it cook for 3 to 4 minutes. I'm going to set the timer for 3 minutes. All right, my timer went off. It's been 3 minutes. My beautiful assistant is going to slowly pour the cornstarch in. That's good for now. Let me stir it and see how thick it gets. That is 3 tablespoons of cornstarch and 3 tablespoons of water. I think we can put the rest in. Thank you. It's easier if you have somebody put the cornstarch in because it's hard to pour it and stir it at the same time. Now we're gonna let this thicken up. All right, I have 2 beaten eggs here that we're gonna drop in. or the egg drop part of it. So we'll just slowly stir it in. As you can see, it's thickened up. You can make it thicker if you like. Some people like a thinner soup, some people like a thicker soup. You just add more cornstarch and it'll thicken up. So you can see the eggs have formed little strings. All right, we're going to turn off the heat. Now we're going to add 2 tablespoons of Zhenjiang vinegar. It's a dark Chinese vinegar. It's the vinegar that they use for this dish in China. So you're going to sprinkle it in. It's got a really good taste to it. If you want it to be more sour, you just add more vinegar. But the trick to the vinegar is you put it in the end when it's just about done, because if you cook vinegar too long, it'll evaporate and you'll lose the vinegar taste in the food. So the very last step we're going to do is we're going to take sesame oil. We're going to drizzle about a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half of sesame oil into it. All right, everybody, here is your hot and sour soup. All right, this is our hot and sour soup. I'm gonna serve some up for my wife.
Thank you.
See what she thinks. You can see the noodles in it.
Looks yummy.
There's a lot of stuff in this little pan. So.
Yeah.
It's still really hot.
We need to set for a while.
So we're gonna try the soup.
Pretty good.
Very good. Yes, it's very good. Need my chopsticks. So let's try the noodles in the tofu skin. I'm gonna try to eat this, but
It's hot. And the vegetable absorb the beef broth flavor. Yeah. It's pretty good.
it's very good. So we're gonna sit down and enjoy our supper. If you like our channel, please subscribe, hit the like button, and if you hit the bell, it'll notify you when I upload a new video. We really appreciate you watching. We hope you like our channel. So you have a wonderful night. We're gonna enjoy our meal. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching.